Students will continue with the response in multicellular organisms. Okay, we have seen in plants already. Okay, how the plants respond to the growth and other stimulus like sunlight and all. Okay, now in animals, okay, these movements are carefully controlled. Okay, and our arms, our fingers, they grow in certain direction, not haphazardly. Okay, so these controlled movements can be very slow or can be very fast. Okay, it depends on the medium of transmission and how rapidly we respond to it. Okay, just turn the page. Now the electrical impulses which we studied from the neurons, okay, they are excellent means of communication, but it also has got its own limitations because the use of electrical impulses, okay, what happens is they will reach into the cells only which they are connected by the nervous tissue. If the cells are not connected to nervous tissue, the impulses won't reach. Okay, next, the electrical impulses which is generated in a cell and transmitted, the cell will take some time to reset its mechanism before it can generate and transmit a new impulse. So there is a time factor here. Okay, so in other words, what happens is we cannot continuously create and transmit electrical impulses. We need some time and proper connection. Okay, so what other way we can think about that the multicellular organism use another way of communication is chemical communication. Now let us see how this chemical communication works. Okay, so if instead of generating electrical impulse, the cells release a chemical compound. Okay, now this chemical compound, it diffuses all around the original cell. So from wherever the chemical compound is generated, whichever cell it makes, it diffuses around the cell. Okay, so the other cells have the means to detect this compound, so all the surrounding cells will detect this compound using the special molecules on their surfaces. So all the cells have got special molecules which detect this compound. Okay, then what happens, then they recognize the information and then they transmit it. Now this also is not very fast, it is also slow, but it can potentially reach all the cells regardless of nervous connections. Even if they have got nervous tissue or they don't have the nervous tissue, all the cells can respond to this chemical compound. Okay, and it can be done continuously, steadily and persistently. Okay, now these compounds are also known as hormones. Okay, they are used for control and coordination by the multicellular organisms. Okay, and they show a great deal of diversity. For example, let us take in plants. Now plants, they detect light, so a hormone called as auxin, okay, that is synthesized at the shoot tip of the shoot. It helps the cells to grow longer. Okay, now what happens when the light is coming from particular direction, the auxin, it is diffused from the cell which is produced towards a shady side where the light is not there. Okay, and it stimulates the cell to grow longer, which is away from the light. Thus, if we see that the plant is bending towards the light, why it is bending towards the light? Simply because this auxin, okay, is exactly opposite to the from where the sunlight is reaching the plant. It is working in the place where the sunlight is not reaching. Okay, so you have a bend created because of that. Now next is, there are hormones like gibberellins. Okay, they are also like auxins. They help in growth of stem. Then you have got cytokinins which promote the cell divisions. So please remember these names: auxin, gibberellins and cytokinins. These are plant hormones. Okay, now they are present especially during cell divisions. Okay, and whenever you have got ripening of fruits, okay, formation of seeds. Then there is one hormone known as abscisic acid. Okay, now this is an hormone which inhibits the growth, which tells the plant to now stop growing. Okay, and it is also giving a signal of wilting of leaves. Whenever the leaves, they dry and wilt off, then abscisic acid is present, secreted at that place. Okay, thank you.